So welcome back. That's us now today from the balcony, directly from our CSN building in College Square North, from Youth Action. And today we just want to try to get a wee bit deeper in the whole topic Men's Health Week 2019. And first question, just to get a wee bit into the topic, really men's health. Did you ever have checked your balls?
Going straight in there. Straight in there, Eric. To be honest, no.
Not until fairly recently. It's a good question.
Probably not properly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, probably not properly, like, but do you know, I do tend to sort of feel around down there and see if there's anything not out of the ordinary, do you know?
Yeah, me too. But I think because you always see like in the news and so on, like how important it is for men as well, just to check also their special zones. Like sometimes, because like, that's so different. Like women go to a doctor like to check their parts. Like I don't know, from the age like 15 up, like at least like once a year. While
What's your biscuit?
while it's like for men, just like it's more up to us that we have to take care, that we make sure that we keep this in our mind, that because it's important as well.
Do you think society allows males to have mental health issues? How often do you cry? Is pain not masculine? Should men pay for everything in dates? And why do men feel like they have to be rude to each other? It's a good one about slagging and
Bantering
the
and stuff.
crying ones.
Well, what's
Banter's a word I despise. I think banter's used to cover up a lot of sort of real nasty slaggings and nasty words. It's a word I would never use. It's a word I despise right from the, if you can remember Sky Sports News when um, Keys and Taylor, or was it Keys? Not Taylor, Keys and Gray
Andy Gray?
were really sort of disparaging and really sort of really nasty about a female presenter, and they tried to fob it off by saying, "Oh, it's just banter." And then she look at Trump, the way he talked about grabbing her by the pussy, says it's just locker room talk, it's just banter. I think a lot of people hide behind that word banter. It's a disgusting word for me. It's something that I would never really
Yeah.
partake in.
I think a lot of people would agree that like it's, using it against the way Keys and Andy Gray done it against a female counterpart, and the same with Trump. But what about like we would all be in groups of men where we're all like sort of slagging other men, and whether it's about their clothes or like the way they look or whatever else, we just like, what do you think about that? Of course it's wrong to do it to, like to put a woman down, or but like people seem to accept it when it's men putting other men down.
Again, it's the word, man. I just hate that word banter, and I'm not guilty's not the right word. I love having a bit of crack and a bit of slagging with people, but it's just that word banter. I think people hide behind it too quickly. So there's nothing wrong with having a bit of crack and a bit of slagging, in my opinion. But you have to know when to stop and where to draw the line, even as men and young men.
Yeah. So is it a case, Paddy, maybe like, that it is okay to slag your mate's new haircut or something? Or I keep pointing at Eric. I don't know why. But but to slag your mate's new haircut or something, or just, I don't know. Is that okay in the name of fun, or
I
like,
suppose it
and
depends.
where's the line?
Yeah, I suppose it depends on the relationship with that person, do you know, as you're talking about the sort of sports stars and stuff making comments about, was it the female referee or something they made, wasn't it? Yeah, do you know, like they probably didn't even know that person and they were quick to just have a comment on that, you know, whereas when it comes to Eric, it's alright, like, you know, I've built up a relationship with him, but I think again that banter sort of word as well is just terrible, you know. I think those people who kind of sort of use that to their advantage and stuff, and tend to joke a wee bit more, obviously have sort of underlying issues themselves, or maybe some sort of I don't know, you know, probably some sort of mental health problem themselves. They're dealing with their own issues that they're trying to hide, you know. And I think just putting it out there and sort of in a humorous way is probably their way of hiding it and stuff, you know, and coming across masculine as such, sort of feeding into that sort of idea of we have to joke, we have to be men, we have to sort of just take everything as a joke, you know. But again, I think it's just sort of some people just hiding behind their own masculinity and stuff and not comfortable in themselves.
And the other question, one of the other questions we had there was about, are men allowed to have mental health issues? Like, have you ever come across a situation where somebody has said I'm not feeling the best, or I'm feeling down with it, and people go, ways up, just man up. That's a common one you hear, man up, and just like stop acting an idiot, cheer up. Like, have any of you ever sort of come across that and ever?
Yeah, I would say if someone coming along and just say like, I have a bad day today and so on, I'm not feeling so good, my reaction would probably just be, come on, that's alright. Like, um, instead of like really asking like, oh, why is that? Like, how can I help you? Maybe I would ask like, how can I help you? But like, don't really would feel comfortable with that whole situation. While I would assume that it's like easier for females, cause I think that they just be more open to talk about emotions and so on, and that's like not so common, but it should be like. And it's if it's then for me like it's just with some chosen friends, like definitely not to my whole friends.
I just think we need to be aware when we are speaking, and it is Males Health Week, but females do face issues as well. So it's not a comparison, or if it's easier for a female to talk or it's easier for a male. It's just about being there,
Yeah.
and sometimes by just asking, "How are you? What's the crack? Is there anything I can do?" That's all you can do, and it's about not being afraid. And it takes you years. Like through my professional practice, it's definitely helped me personally do it as well. But there's still times where I feel intimidated to do it and really out of my comfort zone. But at the end of the day, that duty of care you have to friends, and even through professional practice, overrides that sort of being squandered and asking them the question. So the most important thing is, at the end of the day, the welfare of your friend, your peer, your family member, the young person you're working with. So just always keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'd agree with you because, so I see when you say it's because of your of your profession, you've because I think from when I started working here, I've had more awareness of like spotting when someone is going through something, and what the right sort of way to deal with that is. I've found a lot of friends saying wee things and just picking up right away or something going on there,
Yeah, you definitely do.
and it's definitely free, and I don't think that's just youth action or it's just being in the youth work sector, but I think it's just there is a long way to go in terms of mental health awareness, but like I think the last couple of years there's been a big step up in making everyone aware of what to do and like how to spot mental health issues.
Yeah, I have to say like that I think that's already a big step, that mental health issues are now really seen as issues and not like as issues of the society, and not just like as it was earlier, that it was just like this person is like pretty bit mad, like it's something wrong with, if you have a bad thing, like it's something wrong with you, and like that it really is accepted like as an illness and so on. And I have to say I have a good friend in Germany who just opened to me like 1 year ago and said like, oh, I have like sometimes really big fears and so on, and I wasn't really like how should I react and so on, but it gets like better and better as more often you just talk about it.
What about the question, how often do you cry? I mean, that's it's like it feels a bit of a weird one, but like are men allowed to cry? Like
I'll be honest, I watched a wee film last night on Netflix, and I'm not ashamed to say I did have a cry. Like it was pretty sad, and I cried. And after I could cry, like I felt amazing. I was like, wee film like got all the tears out of me. So I don't think there's anything wrong with me and crying. I'm trying to think. I very rarely don't cry, but when it comes into personal stuff within my life, I would cry quite a lot. If it's it could be through losing a loved one or having somebody sick within your family, and I don't think there's anything wrong with a man crying. I think it probably makes you more of a man to show your emotions, and I think that probably takes the biggest load of guts, or takes the biggest guts, definitely, to show your emotions. So I don't think there's anything wrong with crying, and I don't think it makes you less of a man. Why should it?
definitely, and like same with me with films. Like Click is always I don't know. It's meant to be a funny film. It's the odd ending, like the ending of it gets me every time. But no, I agree with you. Like it takes a big man to sort of like to let your emotions out and to have that wee cry every now and again. When you are feeling down and when like the emotions are overcoming you. What were some of the other ones we had there? We had I can't remember now. Off the,
What's your coping mechanism? It's a good one. You find yourself in a stressful situation.
yeah. Anyone want to take
I'll
that?
go for that there, yeah. Yeah. No, probably my coping mechanism would probably get yourself to the gym. I suppose obviously lately I haven't really got to the gym. Maybe see here, do you know, but do you know, like I would have sports would have been my sort of influence for anything really growing up and stuff, and as over the last 4 to 5 years I haven't really been involved in sports as much, and I've felt myself maybe feel lower at times, you know, maybe at the weekends when your mates and all are going for a game of football and they're going to play and you're like, you know, my knee maybe won't be able to hack it, and that's just it, and that's just the hard line, like, you know. But for me it's probably sports, probably video games as well. Even just sitting in one night, putting on Netflix, watching a TV show, you know, even if you're binge watching, so what, you know, you're doing something, your mind's occupied, and it goes back to sort of them flow activities, you know, just keeping yourself occupied, being with people who care about you, you know, being with people you know are supportive and stuff as well. But for me, a big thing would be physical activity, you know, just like Monday, it was powerful.
For me, it's definitely go out into nature and so on, just get out of the city and have a wee walk, and that's like you have to see quite cheap as well and so easy. Just like last weekend I just got a bus down to Newcastle and then just have a wee walk up the mountains and so on, and while that probably listen to music and so on, and when you're back you're just like totally free again.
My coping mechanism would definitely be, it could be whether I need to be on my own, it could be chilling with Netflix, or I got quite a big family and a good group of friends, so I would usually have a variety of things to do. So I could either go to my sisters, go down and spend time with the nieces and or nephews, things like that. So a lot of the types of stress that I get at the minute would be university workload. There's quite a lot on with working as well, so yeah, my way of dealing with that would just be hanging about with family and or going out for good food, or whether it's going to the cinema or bowling with friends, just having that wee activity every now and then, just to go, here today actually wasn't that bad, like, do you know what I mean?
Just similar to everyone else, spend time with my son and sports. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Nothing new or major, but it's good.
I've like a good one and a bad one. Like my bad one would be chicken curry, and like and a good one would probably be like playing the guitar. So it either goes one or two ways. If I'm feeling under pressure, like I'll go into the
You should
house.
teach us how to play the guitar. We could do that as well.
We could do that, 100%. But playing an instrument definitely is like a good way, like, cause I don't know what it is. So you come in and say you've had a stressful day or whatever
How
else.
many guitars you got? Can you bring a couple out?
I could. It takes a couple. That's the thing with guitar. It takes maybe a couple months to like get the like into the hang of it, and then after that, it's so quick. You
Should
know.
we do it as a group? Wouldn't that be some crack, like?
Yeah.
Like that.
This year,
Would you be willing to do it?
I'd be up for doing it. Yeah, 100%.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'd
My
crack, like.
guitar I got 6 months ago, go to use.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, definitely. But like,
We could do that. That's
Yeah.
a good idea, like.
cause it definitely it's a massive coping mechanism. Like because like, you feel no guilt after it. You know, like if I go, I deserve to go out. You know, and you go on the beer for for like to try and cope with it, and afterwards you go, I shouldn't have done that. Like if you go out and get like fast food, you come in, you go, oh, I'm raging at myself. But like if you go, like if you just go in, lock yourself in your room and just play guitar for an hour, you come out again and go like, what happened to all that? It's out of your head. You know, you've just been thinking about playing that.
Would you write your own music from time to time in terms of
Yeah,
different things, and
like
just sitting down and just
when I sit in my own and play guitar, it'd probably be like 70% like writing my own music, and then like 30% like I would go like it'd probably only be because of I play something and go, that sounds like a wee song, you know, and like and start learning.
have you ever
Something like that.
wrote a song maybe just based off that
Of
being in a
stress?
situation like that? Yeah.
Probably 90% of
Yeah.
like the songs I've like ever wrote would be in that situation, like where you've just went, oh, I need to just go chill out for a while, and then like all of a sudden something just pops out of nowhere. And then,
That's
But-
class.
but yeah, like I think that was a good wee talk. I
Yeah.
think that should do us.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Thanks again for spending another wee half an hour, whatever it was, for Men's Health Week, and so we'll pick this up again tomorrow.
Don't forget, make the time, take the time.
Is right, Eric.